decided to file for divorce in Illinois and no one is giving you a guidebook. You're staring down a legal process that can drain your time, your finances, and worst of all, your relationship with your kids if you don't get this right. I'm Jeff Hughes, lead attorney at Sterling Lawyers, and we have helped thousands of families navigate divorce from start to finish. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do to file for divorce in Illinois, step by step, based on the latest updates as of 2025. Okay, let's go. Step number one, make sure that you can file here in the state of Illinois. Before doing anything, check your residency requirements. You must meet them or your petition gets tossed out. The requirements are that you or your spouse must have lived in Illinois for at least 90 days before filing. If you have children, they must have lived in Illinois for 6 months for the court to rule on custody. And military families can count Illinois stationing toward residency. Step number two, gather the right forms. Now, this is where many people get tripped up. You need to prepare your petition for dissolution of marriage, plus some required supporting documents. Now, these are standardized statewide as of 2025. Now, here are the core documents. Petition for dissolution with or without children, a financial affidavit, a summons, a parenting plan if you have children. This is required within 120 days of filing. Now, you can get all of these forms from an Illinois court website or from a local legal aid office. And if your divorce is relatively simple, such as no kids or few assets, you might qualify for a joint simplified dissolution, but it's limited to very specific situations. Step number three, file with the circuit court. Now that means you need to file in the county where either you or your spouse lives or where you last lived together as a couple. Now you'll need to pay a filing fee. Now that varies by county, but it's typically around $350. And if you cannot afford that, ask the clerk for a fee waiver form. Step number four, serve your spouse properly. You are required to notify your spouse legally, and the method of doing this really matters. You'll need to use one of these options: the sheriff's office, a private process server, or certified mail, so long as the court approves it. And your spouse has 30 days to respond after the service. And if they are cooperative, you can have them sign a document admitting to the service and entering their appearance in your case. Step number five, exchange financial information. Now this is mandatory, and yes, it gets uncomfortable. It requires both parties to share pay stubs, tax returns for the past 3 years, bank statements, retirement statements, mortgage statements, debt, life insurance, any business records or investments. And if someone hides assets or fails to disclose, it can derail the case and it can trigger sanctions. Step number six, decide what kind of divorce you are dealing with. An uncontested divorce is when you or your spouse agree on everything: custody, property, support. You can finalize that type of divorce in a few weeks or a few months. A contested divorce is when you don't agree, and that could be on most things or everything. And that can take as little as 6 months to as long as 2+ years to resolve. And this type of process includes mediation, discovery, hearings, and trial if needed in some cases. I recall once a client waited 18 months for a contested divorce to finalize, all because of one disagreement over parenting time. So don't underestimate how long this can drag out if you don't prepare early. Step number seven, create your parenting plan if you have children. In Illinois, we don't use the word custody anymore. Instead, what the law does describe are parenting responsibilities. This is who makes the decisions about education, healthcare, religion, etc. Those are big decisions related to childcare. The other one is parenting time. This is where the child lives and how time is allocated between the parents. You and your spouse must submit a parenting plan within 120 days of filing. And all parenting plans should include week-to-week parenting schedules, holiday and vacation schedules, how you'll handle school decisions, medical care, religion, etc., and how you will resolve future disputes. So don't just wing this. A bad plan can cause years of conflict. And if you can't agree, the court will appoint a guardian ad litem to investigate and make recommendations. And this adds time and expense to a case. Step number eight, address property and support. Illinois is an equal distribution state, and that means that property is split fairly, but not always 50-50. The court looks at how long you were married, who contributed to what, income differences, who's keeping the house, whether the children are involved, and many other factors that the judges deem important in your case. You will also need to resolve spousal maintenance. Now, this is called alimony in some states. Another is child support. Illinois uses an income shares model, and the court will also look at debt and retirement accounts. Recent law changes in 2025 mean that the court must hold hearings and explain in writing if they're impugning income. Now, that means assigning someone a higher income than they actually earn, like if someone is voluntarily unemployed or underemployed. Step number 9, get the final hearing. If everything is settled, this is often a short procedural hearing, and if not, it may involve testimony, evidence, and final judgment by a judge. Most Illinois courts aim to resolve 90% of divorce cases within 15 months. But again, contested cases can go well beyond that. Step number 10, after the divorce, enforcement and appeals. Once orders are final, they are enforceable. If your ex doesn't follow the parenting time, misses child support, or does not divest assets as ordered by the court, you can file a motion to enforce, and you can even pursue contempt of court charges. And if something was decided unfairly, you can also file a motion to reconsider or an appeal. But act fast. Most deadlines are 30 days. Filing for divorce is not just paperwork, it is strategy. Make mistakes here and you risk losing parenting time, property, or support that you are legally entitled to. Take these steps seriously, and if you're unsure about any part of it, talk to a family law attorney early. If you're not careful, especially during the early stages, you can set yourself back for years. So watch this next video to understand how judges in Illinois decide who gets what and why it's not always fair. See you over there.